The thing is that the marriage pact deal as negotiated specified that the marriage would occur after the fighting was done. Meaning, by the time Robb was in a position to honor his side of the bargain, he'd have already won the war. On the flip side, if he had lost and was dead, then obviously he couldn't honor it anyway. The Red Wedding might not have unfolded in the same way, but the stuff that fatally undermined Robb losing Winterfell, Bran and Rickon's assumed murders, Catelyn freeing Jaime, losing the Karstarks, Roose's treachery had nothing to do with whether he honored his marriage pact or not. And if it looked like he was going to go out a loser, which it would if all that terrible stuff still happened, then Wwalder Frey would have eventually cut bait anyway, even if that didn't rise to the level of the Red Wedding. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also click on the notification bell to remain updated. But once Robb had made the mistake of sending Theon back to Pike, he was on borrowed time. Breaking the marriage pact exacerbated his demise, but it didn't really cause it. To put it another way, if Robb still had Winterfell, still had his male heirs, still had Jaime as a hostage, and still had the Karstarks, then in all likelihood he could have broken the Frey pact, and all Wwalder could have done was stew. Robb was in the position of needing to go to the Freys for help because he'd already lost so much. If he didn't need to make up the numbers, there'd be no need to negotiate Edmure's marriage as a peace offering, and no Red Wedding. But if Robb still did all that but didn't marry someone else, there not being a Red Wedding wouldn't have saved him in the long run. Robb not breaking his betrothal only helps him here if there's otherwise no risk that he'd lose the war. But unfortunately, he was still well on his way to doing that, having given up Theon and Jaime as hostages and having lost Winterfell and Bran and Rickon, so he thought. The Lannister/Tyrell alliance bailed out the capital from Stannis, and the Tyrell army gave the Lannisters some badly needed reinforcements. His campaign at that point was still a mess, even setting aside him marrying Jane. The one thing that might not have happened the same way was Ramsay sacking Winterfell and taking it from Theon, as it's heavily implied that Roose ordered this after Robb broke the marriage oath. But if Roose smells blood in the water at that point anyway, maybe he does tell Ramsay to go ahead and do it. The problem with linking Robb's demise to the Frey betrothal is that it wasn't really breaking it that undid him. If he hadn't lost Winterfell, he'd still have his male heirs and 2 Frey hostages, for example. If he hadn't lost the Karstarks, he wouldn't be desperate enough to go back to the Freys. If he'd communicated with Edmure properly, Tywin might not make it back in time to save King's Landing from Stannis. Yes, Robb died at the Red Wedding, and that was linked to his broken oath. But he wasn't having much success otherwise, either, not in terms of a coherent long-term strategy. If it hadn't been the Red Wedding, at that point, it'd have been something else. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.